How's it going, guys? I'm finally bringing you a new episode of Cup or Bust using my favorite team, the Detroit Red Wings. Apologies for this one taking a little bit. I know the last one you had to wait for as well, but with the draft and free agency, I wanted to make a bunch of changes to the roster to reflect the real world. So any trades that happened that didn't involve a first or second round pick, I put through as when you're making trades outside of franchise mode just to the roster, you can't actually use draft picks. So I felt like if they involved a first or second round pick, that would kind of hinder that team too much that just trade a player for picks. But if it was just player for player or player for late pick, I put the trade through to make it more realistic to the new rosters. Also, any players that re-sign with their current team, I added their new extension salary to that player. So for instance, Evander Kane will not be hitting UFA. He's extended 7x7. Same goes for John Carlson, 8x8 in Washington. And then in regards to all the UFAs, though, I didn't touch those, as obviously we do want some players to sign this summer. Otherwise, everyone would be locked up. But for instance, Red Wings here, who we're using, Mike Green's extended, so we can't trade him this deadline. And speaking of the Red Wings, obviously going to try and bring them back to glory here. 2 straight seasons, no Stanley Cup. Going to be tough to rebuild. I was actually looking at all the teams' rosters as I was adding players, exciting salaries, and the Red Wings have the lowest rated best player in NHL 18. That is Dylan Larkin, who's 84 overall, tied actually with Zetterberg and Howard. But the next best, I guess the next worst best player, I guess you would call it, is the Canucks. Besser's an 85, but I just thought that was crazy. The Red Wings just really have no superstar, which is why I'm so excited for Zadina. Gonna see if we can actually draft him here in this simulation. So looking at the division here, we are the second worst team. Ottawa there at 87 is the only team worse. I really don't expect us to compete this year. Next year is really going to be iffy depending on how our players grow and stuff like that, but obviously I am still full on team tank right now, embracing this rebuild. If this is the first cover bust you're watching, I try and use the most realistic settings possible. So skill there is superstar, period length 20 minutes, style full sim. We do have injuries off though, as we only have 3 years. Don't want to have fluke injury to ruin that. Trade difficulty set to hard, draft pick ownership authentic. Also have my own set of rules, which are unlimited free agent signings just to give us some fun in the summer. Max 5 trades per year, but CPU offers are a bonus, which just kind of makes it fun. Cannot trade picks past 2020. That way, if we somehow ruin this team, it's only for a few years. And then keep at least 4 picks per draft, just to keep it realistic. Also, guys, I've added a couple more creative players and made some changes to existing ones. So right here we have Adam Fox from the Carolina-Calgary trade. Had Adam for that reason. Figured why not leave him in the game. Brady Tkachuk here actually made a left winger. Him and Wallstrom were both considered centers / wingers when I looked before online when making them a couple months ago. Now Tkachuk is considered just a left winger, so decided to make that position change. Cole Caulfield's there, Kale McCarr. Kovalchuk's now on LA opposed to being a free agent, so no one has to worry now about me signing him all the time. I think it was fun though, those times we did sign him, as we didn't know where he was going to sign, so there you go, he's now on LA, that's not a problem. Elias Samsonov, best goalie prospect in the league. Shesterkin, Sorokin, Farabee here I actually dropped to a 67 just to make him more of a mid-first round pick. Jack Hughes I bumped to an 80 from a 79, so hopefully he's ready to go as soon as you draft him in 2019 first overall. Plus sometimes there's created players that are 80 overall, so hopefully now he'll be tied in rating plus have the high elite opposed to medium elite, making him the first pick. Although I think one time there was a franchise guy, Jake Ottinger there. Oliver Wallstrom, like I was saying, now he's a right winger opposed to a center. Quinn Hughes here I also gave a boost. Instead of a 70, he's now a 72, so a bit more NHL ready. Probably not actually the first year, but hopefully he'll just grow faster after you draft him. Kravtsov here was the 9th overall pick in this year's draft by the Rangers, playing over in the KHL. Obviously I was saying how I wanted to make the top 10 or just the first round as authentic as possible, so he's 69 overall. Gave him high top 6 potential, so he should go, by pick 15 at the latest. Hopefully now the first round is even more accurate. Nichushkin I also added, so actually I've added a few guys. He just signed with Dallas, wasn't in the game this year because he was over playing the KHL. Decided to go with 80 overall for him, 22 years old. I gave him low top 6. I felt like that was pretty fair, and the ratings are actually based on what he was the last time he was in the game, although I did drop them a little bit as I feel like he's not quite that player, but still a decent player there who could grow if you're giving him top 6 minutes. On top of this, I've actually made some rating and potential changes to already existing prospects, just to kind of make it a bit more realistic, kind of where they went in the draft. Like Bouchard, for instance, now is a high top 4 opposed to medium elite. A few other guys made changes too. You guys will see. I think Dahlin's now an 82 out of the draft, so he's just an absolute stud. And I'm going to be putting a lot on the line this episode if we do bust, as the Red Wings are my favorite team, and I want to do everything I can to win the Stanley Cup. I want the pressure to be on, so I'm going to be putting a 99 overall Team of the Year Zetterberg on the line. I just recently actually got boosted to 99. Here's a quick look at the card. Very sick card, one of my favorite players. So if we're unable to win the Cup in the next 3 years as the Red Wings, we have to quick sell him. Not even going to list him on the market. He's just gone from existence. So hopefully that doesn't happen to Zetterberg here. Hopefully we can save him. Let's go make it happen. And right here, guys, let's look at our lines going into this season. First line's not too bad. You got Nyquist, Larkin, and Mantha. Obviously, you want Larkin and Mantha to play on that first line, give them as much ice time as possible. Hopefully, they grow. Usually, Larkin does if he's playing first line minutes and has a good season. Second line here, we have Abdelkader, Zetterberg, and Athanasiou. Decided to try out Athanasiou on the wing. Also, while I'm playing top 6 minutes, so he can hopefully grow. He's got that low top 6, so if things go right, he should. Then we have Pumpel, Nielsen, and Furk here on the third line. Pumpel's actually got medium top 6. I'm feeling like if he somehow plays well, who knows, he could, surprise us. And then fourth line here, we have Tyler Bertuzzi, Darren Helm, and Glenn Denning. Pretty solid fourth line, honestly. Helm's considered a left winger, but he's actually got 85 faceoffs, so obviously he can easily play center. Basically a very good fourth line center, even a third line center really at 79 is not terrible. And then Athanasiou here is a center, so I'm going to switch him over to the wing. And then defense, we have Daly Green, DeKaiser, Cronwall, Erickson, Ouellette. Ouellette did get bought out, but I figured we can make that decision for ourselves. Do you want to buy him out or try and trade him? I feel like they didn't need to buy him out. We'll see. Howard there's our starter. Coro backing him up. Coro's a pretty bad backup. If we really want to tank, try and trade Howard and start him, and that'd probably be the way to do it. AHL team, probably one of the worst AHL teams in this game, even though they did win the Calder Cup. Like, look at the ratings there. You got Svechnikov, who's really the only good young player on this team that can grow. The rest is all, like, veteran guys with no potential. You got Booth there. I mean, look at, there's, like, almost no guys with potential, and the ones that have potential, it's not very good. Even on D there, 2 7th Ds, Hickett's at AHL top 2, like, nothing to look forward to here in the AHL. So that's why the Red Wings are in such a tough spot. But hopefully here can tank, get a ton of good draft picks, and can turn this team around in a couple years. I'm hoping basically like last place, first season. Next season, we'll have to see how it goes, but either wildcard spot or another tank, and then third year, obviously, we're going for that Stanley Cup. And speaking of Ouellette, guys, right now I'm actually trying to trade him to Ottawa for Thomas Chabot. I'm also adding Zach Gallant, decent prospect, medium top 9, along with a second-round pick in 2020, which we won't even be using. So they want the second-round pick as well as Ouellette. The value's way on our side, which is going to have to be, as Chabot's not on the block, but he'd be a great player to get. He's like 20 years old, 80 overall, low elite, but if you give him ice time, he usually grows just like Larkin. We'll see what they say. Trade rejected. Okay, it's probably pretty close. We'll try adding like a small piece here. I mean, honestly, what if we just add like 7th and 6th in this year's draft? Come on. There we go. And speaking of the draft picks, guys, I also want to show you all the draft picks we have. So, did just trade a 6th and a 7th, but still have 2 firsts, 2 seconds, 2 thirds, 2 fourths, and a 6th. 2019, we actually have an extra second. And then 2020, we traded away our second, but I mean, we are stacked there for picks. 2 in terms of like prospects, not in the AHL. We do have Cholowski and Rasmussen both in the CHL. And I didn't even realize too, Hronik and Sarah Jarvie were scratched on the AHL. I was wondering where they were, so I'm going to plug them into the lineup in the AHL so they get ice time even if they aren't as good as the other guys that were, playing. And now guys, trying to make another trade that helps with the future. Trying to get Sam Reinhart from Buffalo. Just like Chabot, low elite, but obviously if he has a good season, he'll grow. But because he's low elite, his value is a bit lower. Chad Johnson's coming back here just so we have a goalie. Trading them Jimmy Howard, who they want, 84 overall. It's pretty good for him, honestly. And then going down to Johnson should make us lose more games. But then Reinhart, of course, is a pretty good piece to add to this young forward core. So we'll see what they say. The value's on our side. They want Howard. And trade's accepted. There we go. And like usual, going to try and sign Samuelson here. He's a decent prospect. By the third year, he can usually be as high as a 78, which is a pretty big help for us. Also, as you saw there, after trading Howard, we have, I think, no goalie prospects. Or, not goal. We already had no goalie prospects. We have no goalies of value. So, definitely going to try and sign some. Godla's 2267. I mean, I usually don't go with him because he doesn't usually grow, but it might be worth taking a chance just because there's really nothing else here. We'll do 1 year, I guess, and just hope for the best. I'm wondering, is Weitzman here 2170? If he starts in the AHL, maybe he can grow too, so we'll sign them both. We really do need help in net. So a quick look at the team after those 2 trades. Obviously, we now have Reiner here on the second line playing with Zetterberg and Athanasiou. Definitely like that a lot better. Third line is now Abdelkader, Nielsen, and Furk. And then fourth line there is the same. I actually dropped Pumpel down to the AHL. Defense here, we have Chabot on the top pair with Green, so hopefully he can grow a lot there. Goalies are rough, Johnson and Coro, but whatever. AHL, both goalies are new, Weitzman and Godla. We'll see what happens with them. I mean, we got them for free. not a big deal. First line here, Svechnikov, Street, and Pumpel. So I'm hoping maybe Pumpel can help out Svechnikov, vice versa. We got Samuelson there on the second line. That's about it for forwards. Defense, though, like I was saying, I added both Hronek and Sarah Jarvie to the top 6. So would love to see those two grow if, Grand Rapids can have a good season. But I'm going to start simming now. We'll see what happens. Obviously, you want to do bad, but also want the players to grow too. So right now we're at the start of February. Trade deadline's about a month away, and I just got this awesome offer from Chicago. Want to give me 2 third-round picks for 2 fourths and DeKaiser. I actually just put him, Glendening, and Helm all in the trade block just to try and get rid of some bad contracts. Ablocator would probably be there too. I think he's like the 4th worst of the 3, or the 4, I should say. So I am saying yes to this 100%. DeKaiser's 80 overall, making $5 million for the next 5 years. $5 million can get you an 82 defenseman who's younger easily. Plus, we're actually moving up on 2 different picks, so I think we're fleecing Chicago right now. All right, guys, we're at the trade deadline here. We have a record of 25, 34, and 3, so we're negative, which is what I wanted. AHL team there just below 500. I think we're last in the division, last I checked, but we'll take a look here. So yeah, we are last in the division, 53 points, 7 below Buffalo. Sam Reinhart's actually our leading scorer though, 43 points. So glad to see him doing good. We can still make 3 trades. The Chicago offered us that one, so gonna see what's out there. Would love to pick up maybe a few picks here. Let's see what we can do. All right, guys, we're gonna try to make a huge trade with Carolina for their first-round pick. They're considered a rebuilder, and for some reason it doesn't have that much value. So maybe they're actually in the playoffs right now, but hopefully they miss, as I'm giving up a lot here. Nyquist alone isn't enough for the first-round pick, unfortunately. But Ablocator here they want, and obviously he doesn't have a very good contract. 4.2 for the next 6 years. That's only an 81. Would love to shed that. This guy here's just a top 9 prospect and a 3rd-round pick. So, I mean, we probably have to give them, like, the 3rd and the prospect to get rid of Ablocator, which basically means it's, like, Nyquist for the 1st. But, like I said, they want Ablocator for some reason. We'll see if they say yes to this. I think it's a steal if they do. And they're saying yes. We're calling up Pumpel. There we go. Shed salary, get a 1st. Obviously, we do lose Nyquist, but I think we can definitely afford it for the first-round pick. All right, guys, we're trying to make another trade here with Florida to get Jared McCann. He's actually on the trade block. Pretty solid prospect. 21 years old, 75 overall, low top 6. Offering them Eriksson here, who they want. Another contract I would love to get rid of, making 4.2 for the next 3 years. That's 79. Along with Setkov here, he's got top 6D potential. I mean, they want Eriksson. I'd normally have to give up Setkov just to get rid of Eriksson. If we get McCann back as well, I think it's a steal. Probably have to add more, but we'll see. Trade rejected. Okay, I kind of figured that would happen. Pittsburgh's 3rd-round pick. It'll probably be a late 3rd anyways. We'll see if this gets us McCann. And there we go. So shed Eriksson's contract plus get Jared McCann. Great deal for us. All right, guys, trying to make a final trade here with Montreal for Jacob de la Rose, offering them Nielsen. This is a 100% a salary dump, 80 overall, making 5.2 for the next 5 years. I mean, maybe Nielsen can be Montreal's first-line center. Plus, de la Rose isn't too bad himself. Again, I'm just trying to get rid of all these bad contracts, give us tons of money to either make trades, sign guys, make sure we can like overpay to get better players. We'll see what they say. And they say yes. I honestly did not think that was going to go through. The fact that we were able to get rid of literally all of our worst contracts except for Glendening and Helm, which probably like Glendening's, he's only making 1.8, so if we could send him to AHL, it's only 800k cap hit. His is like the most reasonable, and then Helm isn't even that bad for 3.8. Like those are probably 2 of the better ones. The worst was honestly probably Nielsen, DeKaiser, and we got rid of both of them. So plus Eriksson and Ablocator are pretty bad too. Very happy about that trade deadline. And after all those trades, guys, if you look at our picks in this year's draft, we have 3 first-round picks. Looks like Vegas must be bottom of the league, so that's amazing. Gonna have 2 in the top 5, hopefully. Maybe Carolina can start sucking as well. 2 seconds, 2 thirds, and a 6th. Did not realize we traded away like all of our 4ths and 5ths, but that's okay. I mean, still, all those top picks, we should be fine. And here's a look at the lines, guys. Obviously not too great, but we are trying to get that first overall pick and draft Dahlin. Mantha, Larkin, Reinhardt's actually pretty sick, though. Reinhardt's now an 84. He jumped 3. Mantha's 84, jumping 1. Ferg, Zetterberg, Athanasiou, Bertuzzi, Helm, Glendening, de la Rose, McCann, and Di Giuseppe. Defense, Chabot's an 85 now. He was an 80 to start this year, so yeah, you give him first-line minutes with a decent pair there in Green, and he's going to go off. Cromwell Daly's to the second pair. We have Jensen, though, and Kitchen on the third pair. Pretty rough third pair, but obviously that's what we want. So we'll see what happens here for the rest of the season. Hopefully we get that high pick. So we're now at the regular season here. 32, 45, and 5 is our final record. About as bad as I had hoped we'd do. Was that 69 points? Nice. I think that's our final record. Love it if that's the case. I had to do some quick math there. It is 69 points. All right. So Buffalo there, 11 points above us. I mean, obviously we did kind of boost their team, trading Howard to them. Reinhardt, their leading scorer, 59 points. Was hoping for a bit more from Larkin. Usually he can get to like the 60 range first year, but maybe he's right on Reinhardt's tail here along with Mantha. Yeah, he's at 53. That's not too bad. Didn't grow yet, though. Maybe in the summer. He usually does grow a little bit first year. Mantha, almost 50. Same with Zetterberg, so can't really complain. Athanasiou putting up 41 is pretty solid. Same with Ferk, 40. Green there. Rest of the guys kind of putting in 20 points. Really do not even care about our goalies. I'm really curious to see now where we finish the entire NHL. Looks like Tampa won the East. Probably the President's Trophy. No, Chicago, 108 points. Wow. Thought I fleeced them with that DeKaiser trade, but apparently it helped them out. Let's see here, and we got second last. Look at that. Vegas tied us, actually, I guess, for last place. Both of us with 69 points. Twice as nice, and we have both first-round picks. So what do we? That gives us like a 20% plus. What's the second pick have? Like, or second last have? I think they get like 14. So we have something like a 34% chance of picking first overall. Not to mention like second and third. That's amazing. Where's Carolina? Did they make the playoffs? Because I'm gonna be pissed. Are you kidding me? They finished 7th. Wow. Okay, so I was hoping they missed the playoffs. Apparently not. But maybe their first round exit that can at least be like a mid first. Can maybe snag like a elite player that drops or just a top 6 forward, something like that. Not, too upset. Also, guys, in regards to the AHL team, Pumple here at 59 points, only grew 1 overall. Svechnikov, 54. I think he's up. He's a 75, so he only grew 2. I was hoping for a bit more growth. I know, though, where is he? Where is he? Hronik, 69, so he grew 8 overall. I think he was the player that grew the most on this team, so that's pretty awesome. I don't think he'll still be good enough to make the NHL team next year, but maybe by year 3, he can be a part of that top 6. And we'll take a look here to see who like the leading scorer was for the entire league. Ovechkin, 111 points, 71 goals. What? Look at his, like, that is just unheard of. When's the last time somebody potted 70? Backstrom, 18 goals, 80 assists, literally just feeding Ovi the entire time. Just like two polar opposites there in terms of goals, assists. Crosby there, though, right behind him. Same with McDavid. Can't catch that Washington top line, though. You got Kessel as well. Malkin, so like that entire Pittsburgh line, basically. And then no other Oilers, so McDavid again, just doing it on his own. And the draft lottery results just came in, guys. As you can see there, Vancouver's picking first overall, so they're going to be getting Rasmus Dahlin. We have the second overall pick, though, via Vegas, so I can't believe that. Thomas Tatar just turned into, like, Svechnikov. Also have pick number 4. Really hoping we can grab Zadina there. A lot of times Kachuk will go 3. Sometimes, though, it's Zadina. Would like to also add Volino or Quinn Hughes. I don't know if we're able to do that, though. Would definitely have to trade up that Carolina pick. Hopefully it's a mid-round, and we can grab... I mean, Hughes is going to go probably 5 or 6, but maybe we can get Volino at 10 if we can trade up. We'll see what happens. And as you can see here, the Edmonton Oilers are your Stanley Cup champions. They're actually who I predicted to win the 2018 Stanley Cup. Unfortunately, they didn't even make the playoffs in real life. Let's see who they play. Tampa Bay Lightning, as always. Tampa's just so stacked. OVR, obviously, with the Art and the Hart... Oh, sorry, Art, Ross, and Hart. Already knew the Art Ross, and Hart makes sense. 70 goals. Ekman Larson there, James Norris. Lady Bang went to McDavid. Calder there to DeBrincat. McDavid, Conn Smythe. I mean, that makes sense. Vezina there, Hellebuck. Crawford to the William M. Jennings. Jarmelson, Bill Masterson. Stahl with the Selke. Ovi, Ted Lindsay, and Maurice Richard. I mean, like I was saying, Ovi went off. AHL, you have Toronto Marlies win the Calder Cup, just like real life. Let's see here. They also win their division. All that stuff doesn't really matter. Player awards, just going to look here and see if any of our guys won. Sashikov there, got most goals. Sakura, who is this Sakura guy? I have no idea, but most points, MVP, and he's a rookie too for Chicago. I think, yeah, Ice Hogs of Chicago. Bieto there, best defenseman. McElhenney, best goalie, also MVP of the playoffs. Goudreau there, sportsmanship. Bergman, community, and then McElhenney also had least goals against. And like I was saying, obviously Vancouver taking Dahlin first overall. He's now at 82 out of the draft, still has that franchise potential. I mean, that is just such a sick pick. So I'm having a really tough time here deciding what to do. Svechnikov's the next best available player. We can reunite the Svechnikov brothers, which I think is awesome. But I really don't want to miss out on Zadina. Usually Kachuk will go 3rd. Sometimes even Hughes goes as high as 3rd. Hughes is a Michigan boy. Would love to have him. I feel like I can't pass on Svechnikov, though. And I mean, if we can unite the brothers on a line, that's going to be sick. So if we can get him and Zadina, going to be tough to try and trade up to get Volino as well. But I'm gonna try and make this happen. So we'll take Svechnikov here. We know he's the next best player. Sim to user pick. And they take Kachuk, but he's at 77. Jeez. So he always ranges. He's a 74, I think, when I made him. And then he'll be between a 75 and a 77 in the draft. So, I mean, a good pick for Buffalo there. And that means we get Zadina as well as Svechnikov. I mean, if we thought Zadina and Velino was a good draft for Detroit, imagine Svechnikov and Zadina. That is just unreal. So there we go. I don't mind our first two picks at all. Velino usually goes around 9-10. So I'm just going to sim pick by pick here. And really hope that he's still available. So Quinn Hughes 5. I knew Hughes was going to go quick. Wallstrom 6. Let's risk it. Velino 7. Okay, so we want Velino. We'll have to trade with the Devils. In that case, I'm just going to make my pick at 24. And after Velino got picked at 7, Kravtsov went at 8 to Columbus. Kokaniemi 9 to Colorado. Bachvist 10 to the Islanders. I think Columbus and Colorado messed up that one. Bouchard at 11. Dobson 12, so he actually went where he was supposed to. Farabee there 13. Hayton 14. I still can't believe Arizona reaching on him. Montreal gets a bit of a center there in Kupari. Not as good as Kokaniemi though. Smith, Lundstrom. I think, did Anaheim actually get Lundstrom? I forget. Jared McIsaac, St. Louis. Was hoping we could have grabbed him, but yeah. We won't be able to get him in the beginning of the second round like Detroit did in real life. He always goes mid-late first. Same with like Jet Wu. He got picked early second round. So no McIsaac or Velino for us, but we did get Zadina, which is the main one I was concerned with. Plus we got Svechnikov, so I'm pretty happy. And if we really wanted to, we could trade for Velino or McIsaac, I'm sure. Next pick here, I'm trying to think who is the next best player to take. Ooh, Gruel's available. He's a medium top 6. I really wanted them to actually take Gruel beginning of the second round, so I'm going to do it instead. And he's a Moosehead just like Zadina, so why not reunite them? Our next pick, guys, is pick number 2 of the second round. Vegas just took a 7th D potential dude for the first pick in the second round. That is super rough. I'm usually not actually picking this high in the second round. I'm not exactly sure who's going to still be here or not. So Ryan McLeod's the best available prospect according to our stouts. He's got medium top 6, but I just realized Ryan Merkley's still available. He's low elite. That'd be a sick pick, especially since we haven't actually drafted a defenseman yet. This is a pretty amazing draft for us so far. Our next pick's the 47th overall. I'm going to take Rodriguez here. Like I was saying, we have no good goalie prospects. I don't think he'll be good enough to help out our team, but at least he gives us a decent amount of value there for the mid-second round pick. So next pick, guys, beginning of the third round, I'm going to take a chance on this Cook dude, medium elite. I'm hoping he's like, you know, made by the game and actually really good. There's also this Walker guy, high elite, but projected 5th round. I feel like that's probably wrong. Saron Noel's also here. So a lot of guys still available. I think Kaut might even still be out there. Let's see what this Cook guy is. Medium top 9. I mean, could have been better, but also could have been worse. So next pick, guys, I'm going to take Kaut. He's still available. I didn't realize that. I thought for sure someone would have taken him like in the late second, early third, but that's a steal there late in the third. Our next pick here is until the 6th round. Sucks we didn't have a 4th or 5th round pick, but I feel like there's still going to be somebody with value available. Maybe Popovich slipped. Maybe that defenseman with high elite still available. So no one I really know is still available. I'm going to take a chance here on this Johansson guy. Medium top 4 potential. We've already drafted a bunch of forwards. Not so I'm not taking that Wendland dude. 7th D. Okay, so I think that's like it's one of 2 bad picks. Both picks I took chances on. I mean, this one we kind of had to. The other one I definitely didn't need to. We could have taken Popovich or I think Alexis Gravel was still available, but obviously wanted to take a chance because you never know. There could be like a computer-generated medium elite that somehow slips, or even a low elite would be a huge steal. But look at that draft, guys. I don't think he'd be upset with that. Svechnikov, Zadina, Gruel, Merkley, Rodriguez, Kaut, like, that is insane. So we're not the re-sign phase here, guys, with a stupid amount of money. We can just go crazy in free agency. As you can see there, we are $2,000 shy of 40 million cap space. Like, I am really hoping Tavares is available because we can outpay any team, and it's not even close. But obviously going to go through here and see who we want to keep. Larkin for sure we're going to want to lock up long term. 4 years for $5 million. I think that seems pretty fair to me, so we'll just do that deal. We'll see if we can maybe get him for like 4.85 just to save a bit. Zetterberg and Helmer locked up. McCann would like to bring him back. Maybe he can grow. 2 years for $1 million. 1 year for $850K. I kind of like that just in case he doesn't grow at all. Have him play like first line center in the AHL. McKagan Streak, gonna let those 2 go. Let's see here. Vatolo, I think you say his name. Might as well give him a contract to bring him back. Gilmore there might be worth sliding if we have enough contract spots. Athanasiou grew by 1. Still gonna keep him. 3 years, 2.2. 2 years, 1.9. I mean, we're only left for 2 years anyways. Well, he'll still be an RFA at that point as well. So let's see if he'll do 2 years for 1.75. Di Giuseppe, wouldn't mind him for like an AHL player. 1 year, 850K. Let's do that. I just got him back in that Canes first round pick trade. Pumple, probably just like an AHL guy as well. Might as well keep him. Same goes for De La Rose. Looking at the rest of the left wingers there, not going to re-sign any of them. Right wings here, Reinhardt's now an 85, so he just grew like crazy. Does he get cheaper? Oh yeah, he does. Way cheaper on a 1 year. We only need him for 2, but let's see. He wants 4. Might as well just give him what he wants. 4 years, 5.25. It's not like we can't afford it. Mantha wants 5.7 for 3. 2 though for 5. He'll still be an RFA. Let's try that. $5 million right on, 2 years. I should accept that. Furkan, Glendening locked up. Svechnikov and Zadina. Gonna both give them the max rookie contracts. They usually grow a lot too, so cannot wait to see that. Repick, don't care. Samuelson's solid, so gonna re-sign him for the AHL team. And that's it. Defense here, it's pretty much all locked up. Not gonna re-sign that Kitchen dude. Merkley's a 67. He'll be in juniors, I think, but yeah, he'll be in juniors, so I don't think I have to give him a contract. And none of these guys look like they're worth signing, so yeah, I can let all those other defensemen with expiring contracts go. So I guess maybe we'll sign Merkley. I think sometimes if you sign a guy, he'll grow more if you don't than if you don't, so could try that. Goalies, I think I'm literally letting them all go. Rodriguez, no point to sign. Actually, Godla, 2370, he did grow a bit. That's really cheap there for a 2-year deal. And I think, yeah, the rest of them I am just going to let go. Alright guys, so everyone made an offer on signed, and now we're at the free agency period. I think we have like 25 million after that. Only had to spend about 15. James Neal, though, is the top free agent. Was really hoping to see Tavares there. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. Goalies, we still need a starter. Lehner's the top free agent goalie. Wow, usually there's like an 89 Hutton. Sometimes there's like Bernier, who's even an 83 or whatever. Oh, that Bernier is there, 82. Wouldn't mind signing him just to, you know, bring in some real-life Red Wings. Let's do it. Let's bring in Bernier, 1.7. We can do 1.75 or stack for money. Then Lehner could be our starter. He's got 1 year left to grow. Would you take a 1-year deal, and then if not, we like make a trade? It's potential there, I think. I was thinking I might trade for Saros, though. He usually grows a lot, and he'd be like our goalie of the future. James Neal, there's really not a lot here. Tom Wilson here, though, 1.675. This year's 3rd round pick. I'd be willing to do that for Tom Wilson. Also, I'm going to try and sign Lehner here. What the heck? 3.25 million for 2 years. Worst case, we try and trade him, and then, of course, there's a chance he doesn't even sign with us. Also going to try and sign Adam Ernie. Tampa Bay, no picks required, so I feel like they probably match that, but you never know. Ty Ratty, 25.75, high top 9. Just a good AHL player there. Also just made offers on Mashrin and Look, both medium top 9 UFAs, so if we can get them for free, why not? Also, guys, I'm thinking I might bring back Filppula here. He wants 2 years. I'm more comfortable with a 1-year deal. He's got top 9 potential, and I'm thinking this would be more of like a flip at the deadline type of player. 3.5 million. I mean, no one's even offering him. We'll do 3.4. I don't think anyone's gonna make this offer. And he'll play 3rd line center. Helm will be 4th. Like I said, probably trade the deadline or just have him spot in there just so we have somebody to play, I guess. And even though we have all this cap space, I feel like it's not worth using it right now on these forwards. I'd really like to see Svechnikov and Zadina both play on the 2nd line, get them a ton of minutes. Really sucks though, is usually there's some like RFAs available at least, like Montour and Richie and stuff from Anaheim. Usually a couple others as well that we can like trade for cheap and then sign with all this extra cap space. Unfortunately, that is not the case this time, but that is alright. We'll just hold on to our cap for now. Maybe we can make some trades with some teams, and obviously it just gives us a ton of flexibility. Alright, so this Look prospect accepted our offer. Same with Mashrin. Now, obviously, like adding prospects for free. Most likely we'll be trading them unless they have like some random crazy growth. Lehner accepted our deal, so we have a new starting goalie. Bernie rejected though, went back to Colorado, so we actually do have to find a backup for Lehner. Roddy accepted, helped with the AHL team. Filppula is coming home, that's good. Ernie accepts as of now. Wilson also accepts as of now. See what happens with them. Also, we do need a new bottom pair as we traded away both the Kaiser and Eriksson. So I'm going to try and sign TVR here. 26, he has 1 year left of potential. 1 year, as I don't want it to mess up next year. We'll see if he takes 3.75 there for 1 year. And I'm thinking Gravel here. 1 year, 2.6, 79. That's pretty rich. We'll see if he takes 2.5. we have the cap space and and obviously 1-year deals isn't gonna ruin our future. As you can see here, Washington chose not to match our offer for Tom Wilson, so had to give a 3rd-round pick, but I think that's a steal. He's 80 overall, solid potential, kind of like the perfect 3rd liner. Unfortunately though, Tampa matched our offer to Ernie, so we're not going to get him. So unfortunately TVR signed with Vegas, so we didn't offer him enough money. I guess we could have offered him more on a 1-year deal, but I wanted to make sure it was like a solid contract we could trade at the deadline. Gravel though did accept, so pretty easy ad. Grubauer though rejected, so maybe we can make a trade for him. Alright guys, so right now trying to get a trade for Grubauer. Not really offering much here. Jensen they want, 76 overall, no potential. Cook here, medium top 9. I'd honestly rather trade them this than the 3rd. We'll see what they say. Trade rejected. Okay, I thought that was pretty fair trade. What if we like throw in, honestly, a 7th round pick? Like, I don't know. Value is pretty much on our side. He's on the block. Still no. Okay, we'll give him something. We'll give him a 4th. They say no to this though. There we go. Try to make another trade now. This one's with Vancouver for Troy Stetcher. 24 years old, 80 overall, medium top 6D potential. Be very solid bottom pair guy. Basically gonna replace TVR who we missed out on. Offering them Dylan Rose, who we got back for free. And then look here who we signed for free. And the value's on our side by quite a bit. I think they'll say yes. And they say no. Alright, so I had a couple of crappy prospects. Maybe now they say yes. Still trade rejected. Are you kidding me? Gonna add a 2024th as well. Please say yes. There we go. So now at the start of the season, here's a look at the NHL team. Honestly, I think it's pretty solid. Mantha, Larkin, and Reinhardt's our first line. Reinhardt and Mantha both now 86s. Larkin's an 85, so pretty sick top line. We then have Zadina, Zetterberg, and Svechnikov. So the 2 first-round picks, 2nd and 4, playing on Zetterberg's wings. I kind of like that. You know, like the 2 kids with Zetterberg, the oldest guy on the team. Solid 3rd line there, Athanasiou, Philip Dula, and Wilson. And then 4th line's also pretty good, Ferk, McCann, and Bertuzzi. Obviously not trying to like win the cup this year, just trying to compete, have some growth. Defense here, Shabbat and Green still the top pair. We then have Stetcher and Cronwall on the 2nd, Daly and Gravel on the 3rd. Goalies here, Lehner and Grubauer, so pretty solid tandem. Probably going to split even about, I'm guessing, for the season. Maybe Lehner, I don't know, 50 and Grubauer 32. AHL here, Svechnikov, Evgeny Svechnikov that is, playing with Helm and Ratty on the 1st line. So I have Helm on the block right now as we're paying him 3.8 here to play in the AHL, but still a pretty good 1st line AHL. Pumple, Holmstrom, Di Giuseppe, Samuelson, Turgeon, Glendening. Just like Helm, he's just buried right now in the AHL, so have him on the block. I doubt anyone trades for him. 4th line there is pretty crap. Top pair there, nothing really too crazy. 2nd pair though, I'm pretty excited for Hronik and Cholowski. Would love to see these guys get into the high 70s by the end of this season. Then maybe start the next season like low 80, or even if they're 79, could probably play bottom pair. Hicketts and Sarah Jarvie there, the 3rd pair, and then goalie's still the same. Godlow's our starter, and then Weitzman there backing him up. And kind of surprisingly, our team status is still rebuilder, so I was thinking we'd probably be like, you know, at least competing for a playoff spot, falling short, but in the hunt. Maybe we'll actually be at the bottom of the league again, in which case we have a really good shot at Jack Hughes, which would be amazing, so I guess we'll find out. So we're at the end of November right now. Just got an offer from Calgary. They want to give me Hamonic for a 2nd and a 5th. Find that offer pretty funny. Calgary, like a year ago, gave up, what was it, a 1st and 2 seconds for Hamonic. See how good he is. 82 overall. That's a solid defenseman, for sure. 2nd and a 5th. Vegas, I noticed, wasn't doing too good right now, so this 2nd could be like a high 2nd. And as you can see, we're actually not bad. We're 14, 9, and 1. Definitely expected us to be doing worse than that. I thought we'd be around 500. This is a pretty fair offer. Obviously, too, though, if we switch it up, it counts as one of our trades. Hamonic, that's a pretty good contract he's on as well. If we want to be competitive next year, we're going to need defense, we're going to need bodies. This trade, honestly, might be worth taking. This is one of those tough ones, but I mean, I think we're going to say yes, which means that Thomas Tatar trade essentially got us Andrei Svechnikov and Travis Hamonic, which is just insane. We're now in mid-December, just got another trade offer from Calgary. They want to give us Michael Backlund for a 2nd and McCann. It's a pretty solid offer. Backlund there making 5.3 for the next 6 years. It's kind of like the perfect 3rd line center, I feel. 83 overall, would be playing behind Larkin and Zetterberg. 5.3 though for an 83 is a bit rich, and I kind of like McCann. I think I could see some growth from him. He's playing in the 4th line. The perfect role for him is 90 speed, plus the 2nd. I feel like we just get more value for it, so I'm going to say no for now, although it's really close. Scott Harrington just got placed on waivers by Columbus. 76 overall, 70 potential. 25 though. I feel like he's a free ad to help with the AHL team, so why not claim him? We're about a week away now from the deadline. As you can see, we actually now have a negative record. Thompson here as well, going to decline on him. We had like a pretty bad January and February. As you can see, February I think we were a little below 500. January we had a bunch of losses. Definitely below 500 there. So 28, 32, and 3. Definitely not where I want to be. Like, I either want to be fighting for a playoff spot or sucking so much, like, you know, we're clearly in a good chance to win the lottery. Although, if you miss the playoffs, you have a chance. But let's see, 59 points, second last in the division. Buffalo's actually doing worse than us, even with Jimmy Howard. So we're gonna have to start sucking a lot here after the deadline. Larkin there, 52 and 63, and yeah, we're 9 points out of a playoff spot, and then we're 12 points out of Buffalo. But we could pass them if we get lucky with the lottery. So I feel like I'm going to try and trade away, not going to add at the deadline. That Hamonic trade I took just because I think it helps us for year 3, and it was worth taking when they offered it to us, especially for a free trade. But we'll see what's on the deadline, maybe some decent players out there. Alright guys, so funny enough, I'm actually trying to make another trade here with Calgary for TJ Brodie. For some reason he's on the trading block, 86 overall, 28 years old. He's only making 4.6 for the next 2 years, and Calgary's actually a good team right now. They're 36 and 20, and yet they have Backlund, Giordano, and Brodie all on the block. They just trade us Hamonic. Makes no sense. So I'm offering them Gruel and Rodriguez. Both are very solid prospects, but I think, judging by their current rating, they're not going to be good enough to help the team out. If it gets us TJ Brodie, I mean, that really gives us a solid top 4, especially if maybe we can like make a trade in the summer. We'll see what they say here. The trade value is about equal. He's on the block. This is our best chance to make the trade for him. And they reject it. I feel like that was so close to going through. I'll try adding a small piece here. Alright guys, so I added Masher into this trade. Hopefully that'll be like the difference maker. Here we go. Trade accepted, so that really helps out our D. And right here guys, we're going to trade with Dallas for their second round pick, offering them Daly and Gravel. They're actually our 7th and 8th best defensemen, so if we get a second for those two guys who we don't even need, like they'd be scratched, I think that's a huge trade for us. Second's on the block. They want both of them. Values equal. Here we go. Trade rejected. Sent us multiple things for the same whatever. Okay, so maybe we'll just try Daly for... Give us the Sharks third. Looks to have a bit more value. Might have actually a bit too much value. Okay, we'll just take Dallas's third here. Now, that doesn't look to be enough. Oh my gosh. Dallas's third and fourth. Alright, just give us Dallas's third for Daly. There we go. Also, one thing I want to show you guys, it makes me so pissed off. Like, sometimes the growth, you just get unlucky. When we were Dallas, Heiskanen was like an 82 by the end of the second year, or not even, I think a 78. Second year trade deadline is already an 85 for them. Like, I don't know why it didn't grow like that for us. And the last trade for this season here, guys, trying to trade Helm and Gravel to the Islanders, basically for free. These two guys are just here for roster spots. Gravel's our 7th defenseman, not going to re-sign him. And then Helm, I'm trying to get rid of his contract. He's currently in the AHL. And obviously, he's still costing us almost $3 million to play in the AHL. The value's equal. They want both players. Again, this is just a salary cap move. Hopefully, there's some solid free agents. I saw that they actually have Anders Lee on the block. 83 overall. Probably not going to make the playoffs. Thing is, I feel like if he's on the block, they probably don't think they're going to sign him. So, rather than trade for him and miss the playoffs, why not just sign him as a free agent and make that big run in the third year? So, we'll see if we can get rid of Helm here for free. Trade rejected. So it looks like we'd actually have to like give them something to get rid of Helm. If it's cheap something, I think it's worth it. It does not look like it's going to be cheap though. Let's see here. 2023. That's like literally the only thing I'd be willing to pay. Anything more than that I don't think is worth it. There we go. Okay, so third round pick to get rid of Helm's contract. Hopefully you can put that $3 million to good work. So right here's a look at the team after the deadline. Forward group hasn't changed at all, but Zadina's now an 82. He's actually grown 6 overall already in less than a season. That's insane. I would love to see that happen in real life this year. Svechnikov's actually only grown 1. I'm not sure why. Hopefully he can start to grow, I guess. Shabbat Green, Hamonic, Brodie, Cronwall, Stetchel is the top 6. It's pretty good. Again, I don't think we'll make the playoffs, but I mean, kind of setting this team up for success hopefully next year. AHL team of Evgeny Svechnikov's at 79. He's actually higher than Andre, but he's got low elite, so I'm hoping, you know, he'll play well here on this top line with Ratty in the AHL, probably get called up next year. I guess we'll see what happens here the rest of the season. So it's now the end of the regular season. As you can see there, finished under 500, 37, 39, and 6. Really hoping we can just get lucky in the lottery. Grand Rapids, though, 50, 23, and 9. They had a very solid season. You can check down and see exactly where we did finish in the standings. The lower the better, obviously, if we're not in the playoffs, which we aren't. Finished with 80 points. 11 points there behind Toronto. 17 points up on Buffalo. Reinhardt there, leading scorer, 68 points. That's actually a very solid season for him. I could honestly see that entire top line, Mantha, Larkin, and Reinhardt all growing more. Larkin at 63, yeah, and so did Mantha at 60. So 60 plus for that top line. No reason they can't grow. Philip at 48 as a third line center. Very impressive, honestly. Zetterberg 46 at 38 years old. Cannot complain. Brody 42 as a D-man. Svechnikov there at 31. Still 78, though. That's pretty good for a rookie year, I guess. I mean, we were getting him second line minutes, so could have done a little bit better. Zadina 27. Honestly, I thought both of them could have done a little bit better than that, but Zadina grew, so who cares? Shabbat's 87 now. I think I forgot to mention that. He's just absolutely crushing it. See how our goalies did. So Lehner there just above 500, and Grubauer a little under. Save percentage is close. Lehner 5 shutouts. Goals against pretty close as well. You can check the AHL team here too. Pumple there 58 points now to 77. Svechnikov 54. Kondra 52. I think we just got him back in that one trade. Ratty 49. Okay, so maybe we'll have some guys making the jump to the NHL next year from the AHL. Obviously, just the more kind of players you have in the system, the better. It gives us more options in terms of trades and like not being forced to sign bad free agents. Leading scorer here, Kopitar 100 points. A Selke winner getting 100 points in the Art Ross. That'd be insane. Kovalchuk 91. Jeez, I guess they have him on his first line. The first line wing there with Kovalchuk, or the first line wing with Kopitar. Imagine that. I don't think they're gonna be that good in real life. Obi there 84. Sagan there, pretty solid season for him. Tavares obviously stayed with the Islanders. Carlson put up 80 points again. That's kind of insane. Erik Karlsson tied him. Panarin, Zibanejad 79. He's insane right now. Crosby, Marchessault. Alright. Also want to check here and see exactly where we are in the entire NHL. Just to kind of get an idea, I guess, of how our, well, yeah, what our odds are, sorry, of getting Jack Hughes. Also, too, there's usually a couple very good creative players in this draft, so you never know. And okay, we have decent odds there. 80 points puts us 4th last. Only Philly, Buffalo, and Colorado did worse. I'm surprised Colorado did that bad. 59, are you kidding me? 36 win ratio. We had just under 50. So 4th best odds of getting Jack Hughes. And if there are a couple sick creative players that are like 80 out of the draft and elite potential, maybe one of these two teams messes up, we get them, or maybe we even get the 2nd or 3rd pick. I feel like we still have a very good chance here to grab a good player. So the first round of the AHL playoffs, guys, the Griffins are playing the Ice Hogs. Let's see here if they can make it past round 1. I didn't even check to see where they were in the standings. I just know they had like 50 wins or whatever, so clearly a good team. They sweep the Ice Hogs. Next up here, they have Cleveland. Really feel bad for any Cleveland Cavalier fans after LeBron goes to the Lakers. So what are we here? We're 1-1. We're just going to keep simming here. I want to see what happens. Oh, no. Losing 5 games to Cleveland. I shouldn't have ripped on LeBron. So the large results just came in. As you can see there, did not go well for us. We're picking 6th. None of the bottom 4 teams won a spot except for Philly. Islanders and Vegas both finished ahead of us in the standings, and they're picking 1 and 2. So that is definitely disappointing. Can try and trade for 1st overall with the Islanders. We'll have to go up, obviously, the 6th pick. Maybe the 2021st as well. We'll get it done to try and get Jack Hughes, but I don't know. And as you guys can see here, LA Kings are the Stanley Cup champions. I mean, they had a great year. Kopitar with the Art Ross kind of carried Kobe there on that line. President's Trophy was the Jets. And again, Tampa Bay, Prince of Wales. That sucks for them. Look at that. 3 of 5 years going to the Stanley Cup final and losing. That hurts. Kopitar also gets the Hart. Carlson, James Norris. Kane, Lady Bing. Peterson there. Calder. Covey actually got the Conn Smythe. Luongo, Vesna. Hellebuck, William M. Jennings. Zadorov, Bill Masterson on the worst team. I don't know about that one. Bergeron, the Selke. I'm surprised they didn't give it to Kopitar. Kopitar did get the Ted Lindsay, though. Kovalchuk got the Maurice Richard. So, wow, what a deadly duo this year. I'm going to see if our AHL team won anything. What did we win? Western Conference regular season champions, Central Division champions. But we didn't win the league, so we were the best team, though, in the West at least. Player awards, Oliver Wahlstrom there. Most points. Okay. De Rose, we traded away. He got MVP of the league. Are you kidding me? I mean, we got Stetcher back, and like De Rose is 74. I don't know how he got MVP. Wahlstrom also had most goals, most outstanding rookie. Branstrom, best defenseman. Demko there, best goalie. Ullmark, MVP of the playoffs. Alright, Carter Hart, least goals against, so some big names there. Alright, guys, so I'm offering the Islanders our 6th overall pick, our 2nd round pick, and caught for the 1st overall. Let's see what they say. And trade rejected, so yeah, I'm gonna have to try for the 2nd. Alright, guys, we're now offering Philly our 6th overall pick, along with a 2nd and a 3rd for the 3rd overall. Also adding a 7th just so we still have 4 picks in this year's draft. The value is actually on our side, I think. We'll see if they're willing to move down a few spots. Trade rejected. Alright, and the Islanders just offered me Cizikas and a 7th for a 3rd. I'm going to decline that. And as you can see, the Flyers actually took Byram, so that other created player is still available. Maybe he's not medium elite. Maybe I should just hold on to this pick and hope for the best. Obviously, I wanted Jack Hughes. That didn't happen. And I was hoping to get one of the created players. I think I'll just hold on to it. I think it just probably makes more sense. We can trade Kakko, I guess, if that's who we get. Green and a 5th for a 2nd. I'm going to say no. Edwards, of course. He's 80 overall out of the draft. I should have... Of course, I quit on the 3rd pick. I should have tried trading for the 4th. I mean, we're not going to make a move now for Cousins. He's 75. We can get Kakko, who's a 74. It's whatever. So there we go. Kakko, 74 overall, medium elite potential. Really wish we traded up there for Edwards, 80 overall out of the draft, but can definitely use Kakko now for a huge trade to give us that Stanley Cup push in this 3rd year, as I doubt he's going to grow much over the summer out of the draft. I don't think they do until they play the first game, but you never know. LA just offered me Kemp for McCann a 3rd. Pretty sure McCann's like better, plus they want a 3rd round pick, so I'm going to say no. Kreider for a 2nd round pick. How good is Chris Kreider? Because obviously we're trying to make get a Stanley Cup now. Could really help us. Only 4.6 million, 82 overall. It's a little rich for a left winger who'd probably be playing 3rd line for us. That'd move Athanasiou down to the 4th line, although I could move him to 3rd line center. 4.6 million is not crazy expensive. We definitely have the cap space. 2nd round pick. I'm gonna say yes to this deal. I had Chris Kreider, solid 3rd line left winger for us. And check this out, guys. After we took Kakko, a bunch of lower rated medium elite players got drafted. Right there's Caulfield at 7. Let me see here. Dodge actually went at 10. That's kind of a steal. Better than, I think, a couple picks before him. This light guy here, though, 68 medium elite. I mean, he's better than Dodge. Probably. You never know, though. Let's see here. Right there's another medium elite goalie to Vegas. Nolan Foote at 22. Medium elite defenseman to Anaheim. Right there's Krebs. He's high top 6, but he's only a 52. Stewart there, medium elite to Jets. Ben there, medium elite. We probably should have tried to trade for a late 1st there. There's going to be all these like low-rated medium elites, as they still have a ton of value in terms of a trade. Take Bertuzzi, went 30th overall. 2nd round here, just quickly scrolling through, trying to see if I see elites. Right there's a defenseman. Looks like they're all like created, though. I don't think any of them are real. Only except for like the guys that were at the beginning of the draft. So our next pick here is in the 3rd round, I believe. Hopefully we can find somebody here. So the player at the top of the list is this V. Ovechkin guy. Medium top 6D. He's a defenseman. I feel like I have to take him from Estonia. Maybe he's just a beast. Come on. Medium 7th. Oh well. Huge trade offer here from Ottawa. They want to give us Matt Duchene a 7th for our 1st round pick in 2020. Hronik and a 5th. Thing is, we already have Larkin as our 1st line center. Zetterberg's 2nd. I guess he could be the 3rd line center, but that's kind of why we have Athanasiou, who I guess we could move to the wing, or like we could move to the left wing. Kreider plays right wing. Wilson's on the 4th line. Duchene would really help with the forward group. Hronik, though, 73 overall. He's solid, but he's not amazing. 5th round pick. Oh man, this is tough. I mean, it doesn't count as one of our trades, though, so it definitely gives us options, and we're still getting in like a very good player here in Duchene. I think we take this trade. I think we're still gonna have 5 trades that we can make. I think I'm saying yes. Pretty risky, but hopefully it pays off. Next pick here, gonna try this Gustafsson guy. Hope he's good. Low top 9 in the 6th. It's not terrible. And final pick here in the draft, 7th round. Probably just gonna sort by potential and hope our scouts found somebody. As I usually don't trust the scouts because they're not that great. This guy though, low bottom 6. All right, let's just take him. Medium AHL. That was a pretty rough draft. And we actually have one more pick. Didn't realize that. So this Bell goalie here has backup potential, which is actually pretty good for a 7th round pick. Like he'll have some value, but I'd rather kind of take a chance on Hillen. And he's also a medium backup. Okay. All right, guys. We're out the re-sign phase here. We have $19.5 million in cap space, so half as much as we had last time. But I don't think we have really anyone to re-sign. As you can see here, like our top 8 players or whatever are all under contract. So I'll just go by position here. I like to do it that way. Kind of get an idea of the depth chart. Filipino's now at 81, so that's a pretty good 4th line center. He had a really good year last year. Like, what did he put up? 40 points or 50 points, I think, on our 3rd line. For the right price, I'll bring him back. 3.2. I feel like $3 million might be a bit expensive, but he played really well, so why not bring him back? McCann will fill in somewhere. 8 years, he goes to 1.7. I wonder if, would he take it, or that's stupid. Let's just do 1 year and see if he takes like 1 million. I was going to give him like an 8-year, $1.5 million deal and hope he grew into a beast. This Turgeon guy will give a contract to, just playing the AHL. Fritz, no. Gilmore will also give a contract to. Looking at left wingers now, we got Kreider after a CU. Svechnikov here, he's a 79. Evgeny, 1 year, 1.3. He's going to be making an NHL team. We'll offer him 1.25. Probably re-sign all those guys with Sadowy as he's only AHL potential. Looking at right wing now, for some reason Zadina dropped from 82 to 81. Svechnikov here is still 78. Hopefully he'll grow over the summer. Really need him to. Wilson wants 2.2 for 1 year. We'll see if he takes 2. I think it's going to be a stacked fourth line here with like him and Filppula. Basically like the third line is going to be the fourth line as we're bringing in more guys. Ferk's now is 78, so he's like a maybe fourth liner. Yeah, okay, good. He only wants $1 million. That's good. Doesn't want to overpay him and him and not even play. Look at defensemen now, guys. Our top 5 are still intact. Brody's actually grown to an 87 from 86. Green, though, dropped from 82 to 81. I actually had some offers from teams at the draft. Like, so many teams were offering second-round picks for him. It was insane. At least 6-7 teams. And he dropped in overall. I didn't realize that. Otherwise, I would have said yes. So maybe actually trade him as 81. 5.3 million for 81 is kind of expensive. Cronwell wants a new deal. He's 80 overall, but he's 38. Potential is still top 4 though, where Daly's was like top 6. That's why I traded him. If he signs cheap, I'll keep Cronwell. 3 million though, 1 year. That's like really expensive. I think the most I do on Cronwell is like 2.5. Just it's a scary contract where if he like drops to a 79, like I don't want it, and I really don't want to lose Cronwell, but it's kind of a tough spot. Mickelrath, no potential, he's gone. Harrington we got on waivers. I feel like he's a good AHL defenseman, help out the team. Maybe they win a Calder Cup. Hickett's AHL top 2D. I mean, I might keep Hickett just because I like him. We'll give him the minimum contract there. Lashoff, definitely not going to resign. Same goes for Frazier. And then goalies here, Lanier's down 84. So, I mean, a tandem of him and Grubauer is not too bad. Still going to look, maybe there's a goalie out there we could sign. Weitzman here, 71. I feel is decent AHL backup still, so we'll keep him. So everyone we offered a contract to accepted except for McCann and Cronwell. I had to give Cronwell an extra $200K, but I said whatever. He's a Red Wing defenseman, like legend. And McCann, I just offered like an extra $100K, which should get it done. Also, I think I'm going to buy out Glendening, $1.8 million for the next 2 years. Buyout costs $600K for 4 years. So if you bury him, it's costing you $800K. So we're only saving $200K the next 2 years. But during the summer this year, we're actually saving 1.2, as I would probably consider him an NHL player, which means a little like artificially count against the cap. So buy him out there just to give us a bit more cap space this summer. Hopefully there's some big free agents available as we're going to have a decent amount of money. And we're now at the free agency period. Hopefully, like I was saying, some big names. Maybe Drew Doughty. Okay, no Drew Doughty. There is a Blake Wheeler, though, available. Panarin. I mean, we could potentially sign both of them. That'd be insane. Jeff Skinner. Ryan Ellis would be a huge help to our defense. He only wants $5.5 million, a little bit more than Mike Green. He's way better. Strawman there. Jake Gardner, so definitely can help out the D. Eberle, Johansson. Okay, so yeah, it's definitely some guys here to sign. I'm going to go try and trade away Mike Green right now. And then we're going to use that money, try and sign one of the top 3 wingers there. And then also one of the top defensemen. Alright guys, so we're now trying to trade Mike Green to the Dallas Stars for a 2020 second round pick. This is just a clear cap space, as well as we can flip the second round pick at the deadline. We'll see what they say. Trade accepted. That is awesome. So I'm back to the free agent screen, guys, and I just realized I totally forgot to check goalies. And let's see who's available here. Bobrovsky, are you kidding me? 30 years old, 93 overall. You want 7.7. I mean, if we get Bobrovsky, though, a 93 goalie, that can be, like, him alone can win us the Stanley Cup. Fleury here only wants 3.75. He's an 86. We have Lehner, though, is an 84. So, I mean, it's only a couple overall higher. I feel like you got to go for Bobrovsky. Like, he can carry us to a cup. This free agent class is so much better. We have 18 million. I'm thinking we can go after him. We can go after Panarin, as we now know that Wheeler usually drops an overall from a 90 to an 89. But Panarin holds his rating, sometimes even gets better, and he's a bit cheaper. So if we had him, we're looking at about 15 million-ish. Ellis, 5.5 million. It's about 20 million. So we're going to have to move out one of our goalies, probably Lehner, because we've got more value. We can make that trade. Bring in, like, if we can go Panarin, Ellis, and Bobrovsky, I feel like that's what we want to try and do. And if we miss out on Ellis, can definitely just add Strawman or Gardner there to replace Green. Okay, so first offer, I guess, we'll go make it on Bobrovsky. There's a chance he doesn't even sign with us because we haven't made the playoffs, so that's one thing that's a bit worrisome. So 7 years here, we'll offer him, I guess, till he's 38. I don't know. What we 7.875. Let's offer him that. Also gonna make an offer here on Panarin. He's asking for 7.8. Vegas and New York are interested. 5-year deal. Let's give Panarin 8 million right on. 89 overall. It's like a huge player for us. And then Ellis. So we're at what is that? 8 plus 7. That's about 15. So yeah, we'll have to trade Grubauer or Lehner. Maybe even somebody else, honestly. Ellis, though, is the top dog. 85 overall. He'd be sick. We'll offer him 5.75. If we don't get him, hopefully Strawman or Gardner is still available. And sorry by potential right now, Cale Fleury's available. Low top 4D, 68 overall. Don't know why, but might as well make him an offer. Same with a bunch of these top 9 guys. Alright guys, so I'm now trying to make a pretty big trade here with Vegas. I'm offering them Tyler Bertuzzi. He's making $1.5 million or just under. He's actually probably not even going to crack our NHL lineup, so I'm going to try and just move on from his money, although it only would cost $400K during the season. In the summer, it's 1.4. If we sign Bobrovsky, Lehner, we don't need him. Grubauer can be the backup for cheap. It also saves us money to try and sign Bobrovsky, and if we miss out on him, I could probably just go after Flower, who's 2 overall higher and only wants like $500K more. And then a few guys there who are like our worst kind of contracts. I'm just trying to get out to bring in those younger guys. Merrill here is 82 overall, so if we miss out on Ellis, he's kind of like a security option. So definitely, help us out in the top 6. And then a couple second-round picks I can use to kind of flip at the deadline for some players. So the value's on our side by a bit. They want Bertuzzi, they don't want the seconds. I know they don't have Fleury and net anymore, so maybe they'll say yes to this. Trade rejected. Okay, let's just try without the Penguins second. I honestly still do this trade. And there we go. I think if all goes as planned, this is a solid deal. So the Schnarr prospect accepted our offer. Same with Fleury. He was the best one, so that's awesome. Henry, Bachfist, Zetterlin, Ikonen. I'm still waiting on the 3 big guys. Panarin, Ellis, and Bobrovsky. So arguably the best forward, although Wheeler's one higher. He's older. Like I said, he usually regresses. Best defenseman, the best goalie. If we could get the best player at each position and one like free agency, that'd just be insane. I mean, we set us up with cap space. Panarin rejected, didn't give enough money. Bobrovsky rejected, didn't give enough money. Ellis, though, accepted. Okay, so that, I mean, 1 of 3. You're the lowest rated of the 3 as well. Wheeler, though, is still available. I'm hoping Fleury's still available. Please. Fleury is not available. But Mrazek is. I could also make a trade for, like, a goalie. We have a ton of, like, assets, and I think it'd be better than getting one of these guys at 83s. So, 16 million. I think we go after Blake Wheeler now. He can definitely help with our team. No other teams are interested right now. Okay, let's give him... He wants 7 years till he's 39. That's insane. It won't hurt us, though. Trying to win the cap this year. 8.2 million. An extra 300K. Is there no... No, there's no other teams interested in Blake Wheeler. So I think we do this deal, like... It's a first line. That's an elite player. Like, how do you not make an offer on him? We still have 8 million left, which we could use towards, like, a goalie's contract. Let's see here. Eberle. Could also bring in Johansson. I think we just leave that cap space, though. Trying to, if we try to trade for Lundqvist, I'm thinking, or somebody. I'm so pissed. Like, Fleury, Panarin at least hopefully can replace with Wheeler, but Bobrovsky, I thought we gave him enough money, apparently not. Alright guys, so I had to wait like almost a week, but Blake Wheeler finally answered our call and said, alright guys, so I had to wait almost a week, but Blake Wheeler finally accepted. I was really worried there. He was like holding out for a better offer. Luckily, I guess ours was the best. So I mean, that's a big ticket free agent. So the best forward and the best defense and both signed with us. He had 77 points last year. Now all we have to do is go trade for a goalie, and we have so many valuable assets, like such a, I guess, change from when we took over this team. Larkin, I think, had the most value, or no, Mantha had the most value. I think it was like less than what he currently has, and then look at all these new players on our team and the values that they have. Like, we are set up for now and the future. So all we have to do is go get a goalie. We have 9 million in cap space, ton of assets. I'm sure we can find somebody to trade with. So like I was saying, guys, I was thinking about trading for Lundqvist. As you can see here, he's 37-year-old, 88 overall goalie. His value there isn't that high at all, so we could probably easily make that trade happen. Roldo's a starting goaltender, which means he's going to start regressing. Same goes for Rene here. Not too much value, 36 years old, 91 overall. Roll's an elite goalie, so he should keep it. But look at this. Florida, they're the ones who signed Bobrovsky from us, paid him 7.9. I feel like we offered him right around that. I think we might have offered him like 50K less. They already have Luongo, though. Now an 89 overall at 40 years old. He's on the block. I don't get this. How does he gained overall as he aged, I guess. His role is elite goalie. They have him on the block. His value is like lower than Lundqvist, even though he's an overall higher. We can trade for him for so cheap, I think. So we're going to do this. We're going to keep most of our assets. Like, we could make a trade for Carlson, who's sometimes available at the deadline if Ottawa's out of it. Same with Sagan. We're going to have so many options available. So we'll get Luongo here for cheap, hopefully, and be set for the year. Alright guys, so here's my offer to Florida for Luongo. Really, it's not that much to give up for an 89 overall goalie. Cronwall here we signed, don't actually need him now. Kind of upset too. We could have used like 750K of that $2 million to get Bobrovsky, had that extra money, but oh well. A couple second round picks, Giuseppe there they want. Taking back the 7, so we still have 4 picks in 2020. Value's about equal. Luongo's in the block. This should go through. And there we go. So I mean, we now have a great goaltender in Luongo, I think. We added Blake Wheeler, we added Ellis. We should be set up pretty nice. Alright guys, so now at the start of the season here, we actually have $9 million in cap space, which is kind of insane once you see our team. And I'm pissed now that we weren't able to get Bobrovsky. Like, I should have just overpaid by $1 million to make sure we got him. 93 overall goalie, like, that's really all this team is missing. So I definitely messed that one up. I was worried, you know, it'd be too close to call with the cap space, but I think it actually went okay. So as you can see here, like I said, we are stacked. We have an 88 Mantha with an 86 Larkin and a 90 Wheeler on the first line. 87 Reinhardt, 85 Duchesne, 83 Zadina. Then we have the Svechnikov brothers playing with Zetterberg on the third line. He's down 82. He's actually dropped, but he's playing third line center anyway, so it should be okay. Fourth line here, Wilson, Filipula, Kreider. Like, it's a tough team to match up with. Defense here, Shabbat and Ellis is the top pair. Hamnick, Brody on the second, and then Merrill and Stetcher on the third. And then goalies here, Luongo has dropped, no longer 89, down 87, but still higher than Lehner was. We only had to give up a couple second round picks. And then Grubauer there is a solid backup. Again, can still make 2 more trades, have a ton of cap space, and a ton of assets. I'm hoping maybe Carlson or Sagan or both of them are on the block at the deadline. Maybe you can even make a trade for some goalie that's better than Luongo if he starts to regress. But if we play well, like, he could actually grow. AHL teams also stacked. We have Athanasiou in the AHL, along with McCann and Ratty. Like, that was our 4th line, I think, last year, basically. Ferk, Rasmussen, and Pumpel's the second line. Samuelson, Turgeon, Kako there. Forward, Holmstrom, Smith. Like, AHL team could probably win the Calder Cup. Defense is definitely not as good as the forwards, but still decent enough. And then Gala there is decent as well, 76. Weitzman is 71. So, excited to see what happens here. Hopefully, you know, this is our first time we actually make the playoffs. And if we can make a couple really nice trades at the deadline, could even make that Stanley Cup push. And one more thing, as you can see here, our team status is champion for the first time in this franchise mode, so that's pretty awesome too. So start of the season right now, guys, we're 2-3-1, and Boston's offering me Hoffman for Cholowski, McCann in a 5th. I mean, I have to see what he's rated here. 84 overall, so Zena's an 83, but I'd like him to be on the second line, so that means he's on the third. Moves one of the Svechnikovs down. I feel like I'd rather, we only have 2 trades left, I'd rather save them for like 2 superstars to bring in. Here's the kind of offer I was looking for, guys. San Jose just offered us Brent Burns and Brendan Dillon for Andrei Svechnikov. That is insane. I mean, with Burns, we're automatically a contender. As you can see there behind the screen, we're currently 29, 20, and 3, so we're probably around a wildcard spot. If we had Brent Burns, though, we're next level. Assuming he's still good. He's only an 87. Wow, I thought he was a 90. I was so pumped for him. And then Dylan there's an 81. We already have Merrill, so I guess he's just an upgrade on Stetcher. And then we have to give up Svechnikov, who's also an 81 right now. So he's actually gone up by 1. I don't know. If we make any changes, it counts as a trade. I feel like I'd rather give up Kako, who's the same value. We don't lose an NHL player. Looking at our NHL players, I just noticed Ryan Merkley's now an 80, so he's actually the same rating as Stetcher, but because he's in the CHL, we can't even call him up. So I was thinking I could trade Stetcher and then bring up Merkley. Unfortunately, that just can't even happen, so we're kind of stuck with him, but good to know, I guess. The future is bright in Detroit. How are we looking at Luongo? He's still an 87, okay. Brent Burns, 8 million. We have the cap space. I'm definitely making it like some changes to this trade. What if we do Kako instead? Get rid of Dylan. Burns is actually less value. Okay, so we could even do a different trade. Vlasic here, 86. think if I'm going to make changes, I might as well just wait, I guess, the deadline and just see what's out there. Just got another huge trade offer. This one's from Minnesota. I want to give us Granlund, Spurgeon, Girardi for Kakko and McCann. So, I mean, really boosting the NHL team here. Granlund is an 86. That's a huge help. He could be first-line center. Spurgeon there. He'll be the second pair, right D. Girardi here is a 79. Really don't need him. I mean, this trade really fills out our team nicely. McCann's in the AHL. I'd honestly do this. I want to get rid of Girardi, which changed the trade, which is so stupid. But, like, it's just extra cap space we don't need to take on. So, I mean, we don't have Girardi there. I'm more down for this. Kakko is a beast. But, I mean, add him and McCann. We get Granlund back. I guess Larkin goes to second-line center. Duchesne third. Zetterberg fourth. Filppula's scratched. Spurgeon. I mean, this just makes our team so deadly. It is rentals on both of them, though. We're giving up a top prospect for 2 rentals. That's a lot to give up. I mean, we do need to win the cup here or lose Team of the Year Zetterberg, so it's not really quite real life. If we're doing more than just this year, I definitely don't do this trade, but because we're going for it all this year, I think we say yes. See if we can maybe add Filppula, since just to, even out the cap space a bit. He'd just be scratched anyway. Zetterberg's an 82. Filppula's making $3 million. Let's do that. So just noticed too that Minnesota has both Coyle and Stahl on the block, both 84 overall, both on expiring deals. It looks like they're losing everybody here. Coyle's a bit cheaper, so I'm gonna try adding Coyle to this, and then I'm gonna add Zetterberg. As we're no longer, I can't add Zetterberg though. I feel like if anything, I just move Coyle to the wing. Yeah, he's only got 77 faceoffs. So we'll add Kreider here. We don't need Kreider anymore if we make this trade. His value is pretty low there. He's kind of overpaid. Okay, so we'll see if they do this. It's a huge, huge freaking trade. Kakko, McCann, Filppula, Kreider, Granlund, Spurgeon, Coyle. Makes our team way better, though. Let's go. And trade's accepted. Okay. And we're now at the trade deadline here, guys, with a record of 35, 23, and 3. So 73 points at the deadline. Not bad at all. I mean, obviously, the team we've assembled here is pretty stacked. We still have cap space, too. Third place, though, in the division. 1 point behind Tampa and Montreal. Toronto's also tied with us, so it's very, very close. And then Wheeler there, 52 points, 61 games. So we can still make one more trade. We're going to try and make a blockbuster. Alright, guys, so the blockbuster trade I'm trying to make is actually for Brent Burns, who San Jose offered us. I'm trying to give them Hamonic, though, who we're actually not going to need. Our right side D is going to be too good for him. Same goes for Stetcher. Like, that's how good this D core is going to be. Cholowski, solid prospect, but honestly, our D is going to be set for the future for many years to come. And then Kaut here is also a pretty good prospect, low lead potential. The value's about equal. They want 3 of the 4 guys. Burns is on the block. They should say yes. Trade rejected, really. Surprised. Like, if it's because of Stetcher, I think like we need to get rid of that contract to make this go through. So maybe I'll see if there's like some small piece we can add. Alright, guys, so I removed Stetcher. It seemed like they only wanted 1 NHL defenseman. Replaced him with Fleury here. Solid prospect that they want. Also Athanasi, who's currently in the AHL. So they want 4 of the 5 things. The value is about equal. They should say yes, I think. Trade accepted. There we go. Our team is stacked. So after the deadline, here's a look at our team. Honestly, it is so stacked. We have Mantha, Granlund, Wheeler still as the first line. Reinhart, Larkin, Zadina as the second. Svechnikov, Duchesne, and Svechnikov is the third. With Wilson, Coyle, and Zetterberg on the fourth. Like, I don't know how you match those lines. Defense as well. Shabbat and Burns the top pair. Ellis Brody on the second. Then Merrill and Spurgeon on the third. In goal here, we have Luongo as our starter. Grubauer backing him up. Actually, he's looking at Rene and Lundqvist, and they're both now worse than Luongo. Rene is actually the same, but he dropped 4, and Lundqvist is an 85. So somehow we made the right trade, trading for the oldest one of the 3. Very excited to see what they do here. Hoping for that Stanley Cup. And the regular season just ended. We have a record of 48, 31, and 3. So pretty good. I think that's 99 points if I'm doing quick math. Grand Rapids Griffins also looking very solid. So let's see here. I assume with almost 100 points we were in the playoffs. And yeah, 99 points. Second there to Tampa Bay, who's always stacked. Larkin there led the team in scoring, 68 points. Was first line center for most of the year until he traded for Granlund. We should have a ton of just crazy scorers, yeah. Reinhart, Wheeler, Mantha all above 60. Burns 57 as a D-man. Granlund only had 52 actually. Zadina almost 50. Duchesne 44. You got Brody there, Coyle. Like, this team is just ridiculously stacked. Let's see how Luongo did here as a 40-year-old, or 41 now. Pretty good stats there. He played 67 games as well. Save percentage, goals against, actually the same, almost exact same as Grubauer. 5 shutouts, so cannot complain. And the leading scorer in the entire league this year was Tarasenko there with 99 points. Maurice Richard though went to OV 55, just beat Tarasenko by a couple. Assuming there was nobody with like almost only goals, I guess. Let's see, Stamkos. So yeah, Tampa Bay is going to be tough where we play them in the second round of the playoffs, but hopefully we can get by them. Also curious to see where we finished the entire NHL. Obviously, we know we finished second in the division, and we were 8th in the NHL. So top 10 team, finally turned it around. I mean, this team is surprised they're only top 10. Hopefully they're a great playoff team. So the first round of the playoffs, guys, are up against the Maple Leafs. First line there, just the 3 kids, Marner, Matthews, Nylander. I wish they would just do that. It'd be so sick. They have Marleau, Kadri, JVR on the second line, Hyman, Bozak, Kapanen, Brown, and Nisimov and Martin. So no John Tavares here. Riley, Shattenkirk, that's a big add. Zaitsev, Dermott, Harrison was down to 75, and Carrick in net. Anderson there, McElhinney backing him up. So I like our team better. They do have a really sick first line. Ours is just as good though, so let's see what happens. This is a good rivalry game. Hopefully we can come out on top. So here you go, guys. First game. 2-0 win, 5-2 loss, 3-2 loss. Come on, there we go, tied it up. And we're going to game 7. We have a 3-2 OT win, and there we go. 7 games. That was way too close. And in the second round of the playoffs, guys, we're up against the Washington Capitals. I just realized if we're playing the Capitals, that means that they beat Tampa Bay in the first round, so that's probably an upset. Ovi, Backstrom, Verana. I mean, Ovi and Backstrom are just the deadliest duo in the NHL, I think, in this game. Oshie, Kuznetsov, Burakovsky's a solid second line. After that, though, like their bottom 6, 380s and 377s isn't too bad for most teams, but does not even compare to ours. Defense, solid top 4. Bottom pair could be better. Goalies, though, are stacked. Holtby and then Samsonov's an 86, backing them up. But I mean, if you look at that forward group and then like compare it to ours, it's not even close. All right, guys, here we go. Round 2 against the Washington Capitals. Big first win in OT. Lose the second, win the third. Lose the fourth, win the fifth. Come on, big game 7. Please, come on, win another game 7. There we go, 4-1 win. Back-to-back 7-game series. We come out on both of them. And we have the Pittsburgh Penguins here. What a matchup. I think the last time these two teams met in the playoffs was the 2009 Cup Final where the Red Wings lost. I'm hoping to repeat the 08 Stanley Cup playoffs where we won the Stanley Cup. So let's see what the Penguins lineup's looking like. All right, so the Penguins' first line here, they have Hornqvist, Crosby, Kessel, Sprong, Malkin, Brassard's the second line. Bottom 6, outside of Gensel, is pretty rough. So hopefully our bottom 6 that's stacked with like the Svechnikovs, Coyles, Hetterberg can just kind of take advantage of those minutes. And I think our top 6 can definitely match up at least. Defense, outside Letang, they really don't have much. So our defense is a lot better. In goal, though, they have Matt Murray, who is a little bit better than Luongo, but not much. Backups are the same in case that matters. So I like our chances, honestly. So here you go, guys. Conference final matchup, Pittsburgh Penguins. Let's get revenge here for 2009. OT lost in the first game. Win the second and the third and the fourth. Come on, we just have to win one of the next 2. And there we go. I thought it was going to be another Kevin game series. I don't even know if Kevin, I meant to say 7. And we now have the Dallas Stars here in the Stanley Cup final. Already simmed the first game and it's a win. That's always good luck when that happens. So let's see what their lineup's looking like. And as you can see here, the Dallas Stars have 92 offense, 96 defense, 91 goaltending. We have 95, 95, 90. So offense is 3 higher, defense and goaltending both 1 lower. So I was looking at our lineup, guys, and Brent Burns is now an 85. He was an 87 at the deadline. I don't know why he just dropped so much in overall. He's got 8 points in these playoffs, making $8 million for the next 6 years. So might have been a rough trade, but I guess if you win the Stanley Cup, that's all that matters. Hopefully, like, he can bounce back from that rating. We'll take a look at Dallas. Ben, Sagan, Radulov. Radulov's only an 82 for them. Okay. This forward group is not as good as I expected. Nichushkin's an 83, so definitely helped that we added him for that team. Gurianov an 83. Fax is only a 79. I don't know why Dixon's not second-line center. Darren Helm. Did we trade Helm to Dallas? I honestly forget. I thought we traded him somewhere else. Unless they picked him up, too. Richie, I mean, a bunch of 79s in the bottom 6. I'm really not too worried about that bottom 6. Again, ours is so much better. Solid top pair. The rest of that D, though, is pretty average. They also have Mike Green. Bishop and Hutton there. Okay, so it's a good team, but I like our forward group a lot better, defense a lot better, and our goalie's better. So we should win. So here you go, guys. What to start simming game 2. Just realized every matchup of this playoffs was actually kind of like rivalry. First one, original 6 with Toronto. Second, well, I guess just Stanley Cup champions. Third was 08-09, and then this one you have Jim Nill, who went here as well. A couple of our players are on this team. 1-1 after 1. Wow, what a second period. Brody, Svechnikov, Zetterberg, Granlund for us. Shore, Nichushkin for them. And they get one more, and luckily they'll hold on there. 5-4 win. So 2-0 series lead here in the Stanley Cup final. Can't ask for much more. Both those games were in Dallas as well. That is huge. Okay, so let's see if we can make it a 3-0 series lead. That would just be huge for this series. Wilson there. Faxa for them. And there we go. Svechnikov, Duchesne. 3-1 win. We're looking very good right now in the Stanley Cup final. Okay, so one more game here, and we are Stanley Cup champions. Sucked for the last, if you count real life, I guess 3 years it would be. Come on, imagine we swept Dallas here. Let's see if it can happen. I mean, they're a good team, but in Detroit too, would love a win here. Nothing in the first. Up 2-0 after 2. Resume simulation here, increase sim speed. Come on, hold on here. We have a power play. Can't convert. Shots are about equal. Still have the 2-goal lead here, about halfway through the second period now. Dallas has a power play. Kill this off. There we go. They got a lot more shots now. Looks like they're probably all over us in that power play. Oh, come on. A lot more shots they still have. 50 seconds left. We're Stanley Cup champions. Here we go, guys. Coyle on the puck. Empty netter. This will end it. There we go. 3-0. 38 seconds left. I think that's it. 3, 2, 1. And there we go. Stanley Cup is back in Detroit. What would this be? 2020. So 12 years later. Oh, it feels good. That is for sure. It was a risky plan, definitely, to suck the first 2 years and basically have one shot at the cup. Unlike other teams where you're trying to like get the cup all 3 years. Detroit was just in such a bad spot. We just had to rebuild the first 2 and hope all of our players, came through. We had the cap space, had the trades, had the free agent signings. Didn't know if it was going to happen after we missed out on Bobrovsky, but Luongo, 41 years old. I think this would be his first ever Stanley Cup. Didn't see Florida win there in the first 2 years of the Sim, so feel happy for him. The Svechnikov brothers win it as well on the same team. Zadina gets a cup. I mean, Brent Burns has never won a cup either. He definitely deserves one. Zetterberg was still on the team, which is awesome. Kronwall had to let go for salary cap reasons, but I think he'll understand. So we just have all the players here shaking hands. Really curious to see who the Conn Smythe winner is going to be. I was looking at the stats throughout, and I didn't really see anyone standing out as the leading scorer. Roberto Luongo, Conn Smythe winner. I feel like he's got to retire after this, right? 41 years old, winning the Stanley Cup and the Conn Smythe. This is just, you just go out on top at this point. I think he might have still 1 or 2 years left on his deal, that crazy deal he signed with Vancouver, but like it's a front-loaded contract, so it's probably like barely any money to be given up. And then of course Zetterberg, even though he's playing 4th line, he's still wearing the C, so just like Yzerman back when he was bottom pair guy or bottom 6 for Detroit, but still the leader of that team. Finally winning the cup. I mean, a lot of draft picks, a lot of free agent signs, a lot of trades. Definitely a lot of things went right for this team to win the cup, but it happened. So who's getting it first here? Granlund, a free, trade deadline pickup. I'm surprised. I was expecting Luongo to get it first, but I respect it. Shabbat's got it next. I mean, that was a huge trade for Shabbat. Barely gave up anything for him, really, and the fact that he grew so fast, became our #1 defenseman, and he was on an entry-level deal the entire time. Definitely going to consider trading for Shabbat more often now in franchise mode, because if he keeps doing that, considering how much we traded for him, I mean, there's no reason not to. And Luongo's finally getting his cup here. Need to see this. There we go. Luongo lifting that cup. Florida Cup or bust is a couple away, so I guess this just shows I can keep. I thought, I'd have to find a new goalie. I guess Luongo can get it done. That's cool to see. And Stanley Cup picture here. I mean, every player here just so stacked. It's just insane. Look at the group there. It's basically an all-star team. I love it. And look at the stats there. Dallas had 37 shots, 0 goals. Luongo was just done with it. Stood on his head. Pulled out the shutout. Finally got that Stanley Cup. What would that be? 9 years after 2011. Obviously, you got the first star. Really there second. Probably got the game winner. And then Coyle there third. And look at this. Buffalo again has the first overall pick. Just a couple years after selecting Dallin. At least in real life, that is. And look at the retired players right now. Zetterberg's still playing. And so is Luongo. They're not done with just that one cup. Oh my. So right there you can see Stanley Cup champions Detroit Red Wings. Love that. Means you don't have to quick sell the team of the year Zetterberg. That would have just sucked so much. Dallas actually won the President's Trophy. I'm surprised. Like, looking at the lineup, they were probably the worst of the 4 teams we played. Player awards, Tarasenko winning a couple. Pietrangelo also got James Norris. So St. Louis had a good year. Lady Bing, Schwartz, geez. Sam Steele got the Calder. Luongo, Conn Smythe, we know that. Murray, Vezina, Bishop, William Jennings. Dumoulin, Bill Masterson. Kopitar, Selke. Tarasenko, Ted Lindsay. Ovi there. Maurice Richard. I would say the 2 most important awards, Stanley Cup and Conn Smythe, are the 2 that we got, so can't complain. Looking at the AHL awards now quick. I don't think our team got any, although they did have a good season. Totally forgot to check how they did in the playoffs, although I know they didn't win. It was Lehigh Valley, who I guess Wallstrom again, most points, MVP. He is just tearing it up in the AHL. Do we have any AHL award winners, though? Unfortunately, no. And you guys look at the playoff stats for our team. No one really went off, it looks like. Everyone kind of contributed as a team. Wheeler, 17 points in 24 games, leading the team. A bunch of guys, though, are in the teens. I mean, that's where this team definitely excelled. Just had so much depth. I don't think really any team can match up with our depth, and that's why we were able to win that Stanley Cup in the end. And look at the playoff tree here. Back-to-back Game 7s, Game 6 against the Penguins, and then swept the Dallas Stars. So kind of a crazy road. Dallas there swept Chicago, Game 7 against Preds, swept LA, and then, of course, gets swept by us. So really happy we were able to win the Stanley Cup here with Detroit. Definitely hope this happens in real life sooner rather than later. If you guys enjoyed this one, leave that thumbs up. Also, guys, make sure you stay tuned for the next one. It's going to be the Edmonton Oilers. Even though we have McDavid, definitely not going to be an easy task to bring that team back to glory. So stay tuned for that. If you don't want to miss it, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Other than that, thank you guys for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.